Do you put your pets first? Hey, well, search for the most pet-friendly rentals anywhere.
All right, and we should be going. Second monitor, let me turn that on real quick. What's up, Derek? How we doing, brother? Gosh dang, man, it feels like it's been a while. I'm bummed you weren't able to make it to our Sunday break, but how you been? What you been up to? Shout out to you, brother. But what's up, Kimberly? How you doing? Timothy, how's it going? Sad, how's it going, brother? Pika, what? Let's get this party started indeed. Timothy says, find off the temptation to open the primal Groudon collection I got for 85. How are you? I'm doing well. Still coming over a cold, but I appreciate the love and support. But yeah, fight off that urge, brother. Fight off that urge. I can understand the temptation, that's for sure, firsthand. So, alright, do I have my capture card running? Is that why? Yeah, capture card's taken over, But hot topic, this is I'll make the announcement now for those people that are new. We do regular pre-recorded schedules Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and so Tuesdays and Thursdays are our days for people to ask questions in regards to the pre-recorded topics. I don't typically have the time to go through and answer everyone's questions via the comment section, so this will be that opportunity now if you have any questions for me to answer that. So yeah, that is what we're going to be talking about today. Main topic, of course, being hidden fates. Obviously, I made a full breakdown video. It was kind of an update from an older video I posted back in September. So yeah, if you're interested, you can go watch that in the links down in the description below from the old video. But yeah, love your channel. Hey, I appreciate that. What's up, mister? How we doing? Happy Togepi Tuesday. Oh, that's cool. Welcome. What's up, Soup? Joey, how we doing? How was the Pokemarket bubble before COVID? What were the cheapest you ever saw booster boxes go for? Ever below 80? I mean, just think about just about everything going under 80 sad. I mean, literally, you had Cosmic Eclipse and Evolutions booster boxes sitting on distributor's page for like 80 bucks. Easy money. Like, you had these amazing sets that were just sitting and sitting and sitting. And of course, there was a point in which Evolutions went up to like 120 and people were like freaking out. But then it got massively reprinted and then it, you know, went all the way back down to 80. Like, it was heavily reprinted. So, you know, it was one of these things where literally I remember myself right before the boom happened, I was able to buy some Evolutions booster boxes for $100 and I thought it was overpriced. So if that doesn't tell you anything, and boy should I have jumped on that. Oh, what a mistake, what a mistake. Neo Genesis reprint LHK, right? One question for you though, why does not Pokemon put out full sealed sets to purchase for collectors? What do you mean by that when you say full sealed sets to purchase? Togepi is sick, I will tell you that. I was on vacation last week, got home Sunday, spent vacation in Monterey, Carmel. Oh my goodness gracious, what'd you do there, my guy? That sounds super exciting. Shout out to you on that one. John Boy, what's up, brother? Is now the time to get raw Mewtwo cards if I've been holding out for low prices? Let's actually take a look at raw Mewtwo. But before I completely forget, I want to get this posted right now. I want to get a poll going. So we're gonna do multiple polls actually, just so that we can get it all figured out. Booster, what box should we break open? What booster box should we break next is what we're going to be having as the main topic. And what I'm gonna do is, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna post eras. I want to post eras so we can make it so I can do it a two-parter. So Sword and Shield. So we're gonna do a Sword and Shield. So what booster box era should we open next? So it'll be Sword and Shield. It'll be S and M, and then we'll do X and Y, and then the last one will be B and W. Those are the 4 eras that we will be having a discussion about. I'm going to be asking you guys if you want, which ones you would prefer of those eras that we would open. Obviously, you know, Sword and Shield is going to be the cheapest, then Sun and Moon is going to be the next most expensive, then XY, then Black and White. Of course, debatably, but just thought that would kind of be the poll for the day. And then once we do that, I'm going to pick the top, and if you want to leave it down in the description below of which ones you think we should talk about. But now pulling up TCG Player, because we're going to pull up TCG because you wanted us to look at the test tube YouTube. We can also take a look and see if Pokedata.io has it. Like I said, the biggest issue I have with Pokedata.io is they just don't have an extensive enough of history, but don't worry, over time they will. So shout out to them for that. So it's going to be under Sun and Moon era. Why am I missing it? Are my eyes deceiving me? There it is, Shining Legends. So Shining Legends test tube, we'll take a look at Pokedata, and then we can also look as well advanced search, and then we can go Shining Legends. So go Shining Legends. So Pokedata is telling us just for a raw card, at its peak was going for around 94, and we're sitting at around 64. And this is, oh wow, do they have more history? Yeah, actually, let's go all the way back even further. Yeah, so the high, it looks like 101, and then yeah, like around the low was around 55. What can we get right now from what we're seeing? Yeah, so whoopsie, when we're taking a look at straight TCG Player is telling us, wow, it's had a huge rebound recently. I mean, on the monthly, it's kind of been going flat. You're probably saying to yourself, you know, test tube Mewtwo, you're probably going to be finding it the cheapest on eBay if that's what that's telling me. Of course, this is not 100% guaranteed, but that's what I gotta imagine. Please forgive me, it's taking a second. Yeah, I mean, these are all just graded, so it really depends. Are you looking graded? Are you looking ungraded? But it looks like a lot of them are graded, so you could probably find one if you look hard enough to find one ungraded for pretty cheap. But honestly, you probably would find more value finding one in a PSA 9 if I were to guess. I mean, look, this PSA 9 is going for 130, and you're telling me you can get a raw for 75 on TCG. Like, at that point, you might as well get a 9 or a 10 if you're trying to do that, but it's up to you. Raw, of course, you're always going to find them on TCG Player, and if you can find a good deal, you can find it there. Mercari sometimes sells it. Facebook Marketplace sometimes sells it, so always look everywhere. Your average player says really depends on the country go. What are you referencing? By the way, I hope your day was great. Hey, I appreciate that. If I could pick up either XY Primal Clash or XY Roaring Skies, which would you go for? Great question. Wow, that's a really good question because they were both picked up around the same time. Or not picked up around the same time. Sorry, you saw a gosh dang it, didn't mean to click price guide. You saw them reprinted both at around the same time. So if we just go through, we can go through and look at the set. It's a really good contrast because Roaring Skies does have Shaman and it also has Rayquaza, which of course is going to give it a lot of value. You take a look at the top cards in the set. It's got a ton of Rayquaza cards, which is what gives it so much value. It has Latios as well. It has the Shaman cards. So that is, you know, makes it a very desirable set. Then we take a look and we say, all right, well, what about the other set? Such as Primal Clash. So Primal Clash, on the other hand, of course, who would have guessed it? It is Groudon Kyogre as the other contrast of the cards. Personally speaking, I would say probably Roaring Skies, you know, just based off of what, in my personal opinion, the cards are in the set. I just like them a little bit more, but I could be wrong. I think Rayquaza is one of those staple cards that Kyogre and Groudon can't beat, even though they are sought after stuff. But yo, what's up, Tom? How you doing, brother? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. How you doing? Polaris. Hello. Hope you're having a great day. Do you think Hidden Fates PSA 10s or their raw single counterparts will do better long term? That's a great point. I would have to likely say PSA 10s because PSA 10s is going to be a lot more condensed because you can always pull a raw card from opening Pokemon sealed product from Hidden Fates, but you can never always pull a 10 when opening up. So there's just going to be a lot more supply over time with that. They don't do it because they want people to trade and have fun. Lenny. One question for your thoughts. Why does Pokemon put out full sealed sets to purchase for collectors? See, I'm still confused by that question, I guess. Full complete sets, 1 through whatever that set has, I feel they can make quite a bit of money doing that and also get heavier following in the collector's market. So when you say full complete sets, are you basically saying like, I have just a master set of cards? Yeah, I think average is completely right. They want people to be able to trade and have fun collecting. That makes more sense because if you do that, then no one's going to want to buy the sealed product outside of that. It just takes away the fun of the collecting aspect and it takes away the fun of the gambling aspect. So the only way I could see them ever doing that is if they made them all like promo cards and 2-ofs, because then that would change the value drastically. Because if you take a card, right, let's say that, for the sake of an argument, there's an Umbreon, right? And the odds of pulling the Umbreon are 1 in 350. Or let's say, actually, a better example is this. There were these world decks that they would always create. I don't think they're still doing them. But in the world decks, if you had like, we'll say Yen Mega. And so you have just a standard Yamega Prime card, right? And then they also had a Yamega, I don't think it's showing right now, but they also had a Worlds version of this. And the Worlds version of this is worth like $1 because you can easily go out and it would have the symbol that said Worlds next to it. It's the same exact card, but the difference is between the Yamega Prime you pulled in Triumphant versus the other one was one that you got from a collector's deck. So if they did something like that, I could see them doing it, but who knows if they'll eventually do that down the road. Full complete. What is your opinion on investing in booster packs, both loose and sleeve, from good sets from XY Era Sun and Moon? Packs eBay are like $30 to $79. Vegas. So my thing is, I have absolutely no reason to say anything negative about investing in sealed packs. The only thing, of course, you're playing a game with is, did that person, and of course if you're buying from someone legit, I buy loose packs all the time. So as far as it goes, as long as the individual is legit and you have that eBay buyer protection, you'll be fine. And buying from Sun and Moon era, XY era, you see pack values go up all the time. Let's take a look at, say, a set such as Team Up. Let's take a look at that set. Let's say hypothetically, right, you were just sitting on a loose pack of Team Up. So we'll go sealed product. We'll go just individual pack. If you had been sitting on just within the last year, we're talking about not even within the last year, since like early September, you would have seen the value peak out at an extra $6. You're talking from $15, $15.53, and now you're saying to yourself, $21.50, about a $6 gain. You're talking about a 5%, 36% increase if you had just invested in just team up packs alone. And these are just loose packs. These aren't blisters. These aren't coming from a tin. These aren't coming from an elite trainer box. These are just loose packs. So there's no telling of anything. So I would say that you could totally do that as an investment strategy. I know a lot of people like to collect art sets. I myself collect art sets. I think it's really fun. I've been actually going through and trying to collect art sets from the Diamond and Pearl era. For those people that are interested in taking a look at that, I'm currently trying to collect the Mysterious Treasures. Here's like a full-on art set of Mysterious Treasures packs. So I myself collect art sets, and I also think that it's a more affordable way if you can't afford a booster box. Or you don't, want to pay certain prices for the booster boxes that are listed because they're a lot more scarce. So Sun and Moon era, XY era, I think it's great. And as well too, if you just said to yourself, right, let's just say, you want to spend $10 or like $20 a week, like just buying, loose packs of, say, a set, right? Or you just wanted to save up $10 to $20. You could, you could go the route. Let's say $20 for that, right? And you're saying, all right, well, a team up, elite trainer box. Sorry, that's an elite trainer box. Sorry, a team up booster box, right? They're going for as low as what it says, 889. That's not right. We're gonna say team up. We're gonna look up team up booster box, and we're gonna do that. So if you say team up booster box, and this is just gonna be going over strategies that you could potentially do. So if we're talking about going for a team up booster box, last one sold was for $835. So we're gonna say $800, right? So we'll say $800, and we'll show this on this screen. We'll say 800, and we'll divide it by 36, right? The value you're paying is about $22 right now. So you can pay that extra. So if you want to, you have two ways in which you could do it. You could just do $22, let's say a week, and then that'll take you 36 weeks to be able to buy a full-on one. Or you're saying, okay, well, let's say the value of the booster box just continues to go up. Well, you can just slowly accrue just individual packs, and sure, you're getting them for cheaper. Sure, they're not going to mirror the same value as a sealed booster box, but it's going to be a lot more liquid for you to kind of break it apart and be able to sell it, and you won't have to worry about like sitting on and waiting 36 days to be able to pay something off like that. Or let's say you have like $40 you want to spend a week, $50. I mean, however much it wants to be, but like I do think as long as you're doing it the right way, yeah, investing in individual packs is I see nothing bad about it as long as you're making sure you're going to the right source. I'm surprised Shining Fates ETBs are selling pretty good, even on your site and some of my LGSs. I'm not the biggest fan, but I guess some people love it. I mean, it's selling pretty good. What do you mean selling pretty good? Like it's expensive or cheap? How bad do you think the market could go if we end up getting into a stagflation economy? Oh my goodness gracious, sad. See, that's something that scares me the most. I don't want to prepare for a stagflation economy, but listening to a lot of what we're hearing from economists, we are on the verge of potentially seeing that happen. I would like I would like to hold my reserves, of course, from saying that. I mean, the Fed obviously has said that they're going to continue to raise interest rates a grand total of 8 times. I think we're sitting at 5 to 6% at this point, and we're talking about you could get, an interest rate on a home as low as 2%. So at one point, so it's like we're looking at ridiculous rate of rise on overall, just talking about mortgage interest rates. And then you talk about the rate of inflation going up. It's been going up so drastically, and everything that's been going on in the world, and just so many different factors as well, including shortages and so on and so forth. It's like, I would say that that's not the question that you're asking. I'm sorry. The question you're asking is, what do you think could happen? I think that you would see a huge tightening in the market, and you would see kind of what happened in 2016, where a lot of this ultra modern booster box prices would really start to lose a lot of value, especially the new sets that would be released. Like, you would have new exciting sets, like let's say Evolving Skies hasn't come out yet, right? Let's say that Evolving Skies comes out a year from now, and let's say that we're in a stagflationary period. I could see Evolving Skies sitting there forever for under $100. And the reason why I say that, and everyone's in their mind saying, wow, that'd be insane, like $100 in Evolving Skies, how do you know that could happen? Well, the reason why I say that is purely based on the fact of the matter that when you're in a period where a lot of people don't have the money to spend because they're, there's the unemployment rate's a lot higher, or you're talking about, people tightening up on money because expenses have become a lot bigger, then it's like, it's going to be a lot harder for people to want to spend the money, even if the demand is there, of course, versus if people had the money to spend on a product such as Evolving Skies. So I would say money would really begin to tighten up, and you would start to see a lot of demand just fall out just because people wouldn't have the money to be able to spend. That's kind of what I would say. It's a sad reality of it all, but Evo says, I didn't mean to put eBay, I meant packs. No, I know what you mean. I need to get my hands on some Brilliant Stars. What's a good price to get them at? You think they will go down to 110s? I think that this week is when we're expecting the reprint to kind of hit the shelves. At least that's what my distributor told me. So yeah, I would say you can get them for, I would hold off and wait, Evo. I would say wait about a couple weeks, like wait 2 or 3 weeks, because we could potentially see them go as low as 100 or lower. So that's what I would say. We can even check right now and see if the price has adjusted at all. I don't think it should have. If it does, then that would be pretty fast. But yeah, we should expect to see that adjustment sometime within this week or two, where we really start to see the decline before we make any real judgments on that. So, but yeah, I wait because it could go to as low as 100. But Pokegrind and XY, I assume that's in reference to the poll. I'll have to go check that poll right now. Actually, let's take a look and see what the poll is saying right now. What is the poll telling us? So as it stands right now, so we have, what booster box era should we break next? Wow, we've got 38% saying black and white, and then we've got 36% saying XY era. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so you guys really want us to break open XY / black and white era. That's interesting. All right, so that's a 45 votes currently. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're still 15 minutes in. I'm gonna wait another 15 before I end the poll, and then we'll go from there. If you guys really want me to open up, we can totally do a black and white one. We could totally look into that, no problem. So I'm gonna wait, and so here's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna wait 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna bring it down to black and white and XY. So if people want to move over their votes, if you want to, you can move over your votes from Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, and XY black and white will be what it's between. But just let me know on that, and then we'll just do a poll on like which black and white era ones you want me to open up. Wow, that's incredible that you guys want black and white era. I've actually decided the past couple of days to start focusing my collection on XY era and sealed product. I mean, Timothy, there's some cheap XY era stuff that I feel like people are sleeping on, so I think there's a lot of opportunity there for sure. 10 Fusion Strike or one premium celebrations. Are you talking about ultra premium? Is that what you mean? Which is the better play? 10 Fusion Strike, or okay, that's really confusing, Pokegrindin. 10 Fusion Strike what, and 1 premium ultra premium? Okay, ETBs, gotcha. If you're talking just generally speaking, I mean, this might sound controversial. I would say probably 10 Fusion Strike will do better, and the reason why is because in the long run, the value of an ultra premium collection, which already started off triple above MSRP, versus Fusion Strike you're able to get below MSRP currently, I think that the value you're going to see from your Fusion Strike is going to be a lot greater from a percentage perspective. I think it's going to be a lot easier for those to move, because people don't realize, right? Like if you're talking right now, like a UPC is going for like 350, right? For it to move 100%, you're telling me that has to go to $700. For a Fusion Strike to go 100%, it just has to go from 35 to 70. You know how easy that would be to move that up from a percentage perspective, not to mention you're buying it from below of what MSRP is. Like the value of that, I think, is what's going to make it really strong, and I could see that easily hitting double before you see Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection. Now, if you're talking about, you say ETBs, if you're talking about premium like Celebrations ETBs, like, you know, PC versus standard, I would definitely say PC or standard. Either one would outbeat Fusion Strike if we're talking just straight ETBs. PC is my favorite, as I've talked about many times before. They should reprint Hidden Fates. We got snubbed. They reprinted it during COVID craze. I definitely understand what you're saying on that one, but yeah, it's probably not going to happen, sadly, Michael. I highly doubt they would reprint it at this point, especially because it's out of standard rotation. But I mean, as far as it goes, I think you can still get it at really cheap prices, all things considered. I mean, you're talking about, sure, if you're wanting to get sealed product, it's still on the spendier side, but I don't know about you. I'd much rather be buying 160, 150, 140 ETBs versus spending upwards of 300 to 400. Okay, sorry for no, you're all good. Hopefully I answered your question. Yo, what's up, Narwhal? How you doing, brother? Hopefully all is well. Hey, man, wondering what's the general path singles take in term when you should sell, mostly wondering with regards to when the set is released. So basically I go TCG player when I sell singles. So I just really like selling on TCG player because it has such an easy UI, and typically speaking, you're able to afford to sell it at higher prices. I like to compare sometimes to eBay, because there has been times where I remember when eBay was, the value of the Umbreon was selling for 300, and the value of the Umbreon on TCG player was selling for 215. So I sold on Umbreon and got value off of that. So I like to compare if you're selling bigger items, but typically selling the like smaller items, TCG player is the way I like to go, even after the fees being considered. So Personally, big fan of it, and it's really easy to sell it because you have such a large amount of traffic going there. Yo, what's up, Zach? How you doing, brother? Hopefully all is well. I've got my best hits from sleeve packs, but I always get fewer hits overall. It's really odd. I mean, yeah, I totally get what you're saying on that one. Mike Miranda, I'd rather buy from collection box blisters or 3-pack blisters than loose packs. Well, I can completely understand where you're coming from on that one. I mean, Michael, you're definitely, even if we're talking about, you know, the XY like Sun and Moon era, which you can't weigh the same way in which you could the, you know, Diamond and Pearl era. I don't even think you could probably weigh black and white if I were to guess. But even though it doesn't have that same weight value, yeah, the value that you get from having a blister, which makes the pack in better condition in case you did want to grade it. Yeah, I understand that. Yo, what's Pokédex? Hi, are you worried at all about the future of sealed product investing, or considering that it's become much more popular in the community? I'm not worried at all, because as I've mentioned many times before, the biggest thing that I hear a lot of people make arguments for is they say that they are worried because, you know, there's going to be more people holding sealed product, but also at the same time, there's going to be more people that are going to be buying in over time because the scale of demand is going to increase. So you're going to see more people holding sealed. You're going to see more people that are going to be buying sealed. And then on top of that as well, you're going to also have, through those downturn cycles, more people being flushed out and then more people coming back in. So basically, we're just seeing an exponential scale over time. So literally just think of like an exponential graph or an exponential like calculation of like over time, everything is exacerbated greater. It's kind of like with, you know, if you want to take a look at Bitcoin, like the price of Bitcoin at its low at one point was like $100, and then the next market cycle hit 1,000, and then it went down low again, and then it hit 3,000, and then it hit 20,000, and then it hit 69,000. So it's like exponentially it's getting higher and higher, but its lows are getting like, it's moving less and less as well. So like when it hit 20,000, it went down to 3,000. When it hit 66,000, it went down to 30,000 at its low. So it's like you're saying from a percentage perspective, of course it's, you know, only going down 50% instead of, you know, from 20,000 to 3,000, that's like 90 something percent. But the difference is the amount of money it moved was, you know, the amount of money it moved was like 30 some odd thousand versus 17,000. Like it moved more in the grand scheme of things. So I like to look at it in the same way as a Pokemon market. You're just going to have more people flushed out during the downturn time. So those people that are, you know, holding sealed are probably going to not be passionate about the market. And those that are passionate enough to hold the sealed, good for them, they'll be rewarded. And those people that of course will be funneling into the market are going to make up for an increase in demand. So it's just a general just supply and demand algorithmic chart that has, you know, it's stood the test of time since the stock market and all things charting in economic theory. So I'm not too surprised. It's just the same thing repeating itself all over and over and over and over again. So I don't know why it would change any differently. Any set they should reprint team up? Yeah, seriously, right? If only. Yeah, that's cool, and I'll compare the pack prices to Fates Collide. Compare the pack prices to Fates Collide. Is that what you're referencing? Hold on one second. I think because you're saying with the team up, you want me to do the comparison with Fates. All right. Advanced search. Fates Collide. We will do a pack comparison for the booster box. So 351, we can do Fates Collide booster box, see if we can find any cheaper on eBay. eBay was selling it for 345. His last one sold. Wow, it has started to go up. Yeah, so we're gonna say three as low as, no, wow, did it just change before our eyes? 399. Jesus loves me. Wow, this used to be 300 at one point. What's the cheapest we can buy it for on eBay? 345. Yeah, so 338, not as good condition, but we'll say 340. We'll say 340 in the middle. So you're saying 340 is what you can buy it for, right? We'll do that comparison. Let's do the sealed products. Go to the individual just regular packs. Why is it not popping up? Here, let's look up Fates Collide pack. Sometimes it does this and it's really annoying. All right, so we're talking about $7 is going to be the market value. So you're saying 7 times 36 equals 252 versus, yeah, versus if you're saying, what was it? We say 340 divided by 36. Yeah, you're talking about $9. So yeah, the value, I mean, there's no doubt that there's going to be a premium that you're paying with the booster box compared to the packs, which is very interesting to see. I think and this is completely throwing this theory out there, the reason why there's such a higher premium on the booster box when compared to the premium of the team up is because even though we had a large amount of Fates Collide booster boxes show up, which obviously caused the price to crash a lot, we also had a large amount of Fates Collide pre-release kits come out, and they have 4 packs inside of them each. And so that threw out a ton of just singles on the market as well. So I would say that's probably why you saw a larger supply of that. And that's the risk you play. But of course, this is like a one-off. Like this and Steam Siege and, oh, so I shouldn't say one-off, then a 3-off. This and Steam Siege and Lost Thunder all had some pre-release kits pop up. So that's probably why you saw that price of the pack comparison, but either way, obviously you saw the prices really correct one way or another. So I don't know if we can take a look at a graph before then and say how well they were doing, because I mean, obviously all we can see right now is just the downturn price. I mean, I guess you could say, oh look, they went from 393 to 580. I guess you could look at that, but you know, it's really hard to tell because there's such a low like supply of this on site versus, let's see, XY packs go on the yearly. See, that's so hard to say, dude. That's so hard to say. Yeah, it's such a, I see what you're saying, and I mean that's one of the things that makes it really tough for us to follow this, because and here's the argument. I think first and foremost, who was it who pointed this one out? I wanna give a shout out to them. I want to give a shout out to them. Why can't I find them? Well, anyway, whoever said, whoever mentioned, oh yes, your average player. Shout out to your average player for pointing this out. Yes, I think this is an example of where investing in sealed like individual packs could be a bad thing. Obviously, you know, as I've mentioned many times before, when it comes to investing in things, you have to make sure that you're doing your research. You have to make sure you're doing your due diligence, because everything is not a true of. It's like saying that because X happened for this item, therefore it's going to happen for every other item. Obviously with Team Up, it was a very low supply set. It hasn't had any reprints since its initial release, and for that reason, you saw the individual sealed packs follow the market very hardly compared to, you know, the booster boxes, versus say a set like Fates Collide. You had a large amount of the blister packs being thrown out on the market, like the individual sleeve blisters. I was able to purchase those up until 2020, like legit. They were sitting forever. Fates Collide was sitting forever, versus the booster boxes had been sold out for a while. You had obviously a reprint, or not a reprint, but an old supply show up of course, the build and battles, of course, the booster boxes. And so once again, that just adds more supply. So I think the biggest and most important thing to consider is, if you are going to go the route of being individual packs, I think you have to do your research on what was printed and understanding and following the market cycle. Because if you see a chart like this, like what average player was pointing out, then obviously that's going to tell you that the value of the ETB compared to the booster box is going to, or sorry, the booster box compared to the individual sleeves is going to be a better investment pickup for you. But if you look at something like Team Up with a different chart, then obviously it's going to show a different story, because Team Up obviously had a different print run. So it really comes down to print runs. So obviously, you know, Fates Collide was one of those kind of outliers, along with, I mean, you could probably see the same thing with Lost Thunder. I would love to see that, actually. If we could take a look at Lost Thunder and see what that kind of looks like in regards to individual packs. Who knows? If not, then I think it'll more or less come down to a correlation between just individual print runs, but who knows? Let's see. So we can see Lost Thunder. Yeah, oh my god, this is a perfect example, because you saw the same exact thing happen with Lost Thunder. You saw Lost Thunder product just going stagnant. It's just been going flat, and that's just because of that. And then we take a look at the booster box. Obviously, you saw the cycle. Same exact thing happened with Lost Thunder. But let's take a set that is not part of that kind of list. Fates Collide, Lost Thunder. Let's take a set like I don't know. Cosmic Eclipse obviously had a lot of balls. Unified Minds. Let's do Unified Minds. I think Unified Minds could be a good example. Obviously, it did have a booster box reprint at some point not that long ago, but if you're talking about the value of it flatlining and going up, we haven't seen any new release product with Unified Minds. So going from its flatline down all the way just a curve up, you want to see that kind of cup and handle formation. That's a really good one from just a general charting perspective. Of course, if you're looking at it like a trader, versus if you're talking about just the general Unified Minds packs, we should look and see, yep, general formation. Yep, this is a perfect example of what I'm just basically telling you, is that Unified Minds packs are following that similar formation because Unified Minds had a booster box reprint and it did not have just a reprint for individual product. So yeah, being able to understand there are outliers based off of reprint patterns and old products showing up. So just knowing that something like a Unified Minds, something like a team up, you're going to see the packs correlate a lot with the booster box prices versus something that, you know, such as a Fates Collide that, you know, had sleeve blisters sitting for a while, that got a resupply of course the booster boxes as well as the build and battles, and then sets such as Steam Siege and also Lost Thunders following the same pattern. So I think that's really cool to see. Sorry, I've been going on forever. I am so freaking behind on questions. I profusely apologize. Pokey Grinding, thanks for the input. Love the video. Hey, shout out to you, dude. Thanks for the donation, bro. All right, I need to catch up. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Thoughts on Restaurant Pikachu Gold promo card? I grabbed one for $9.50. Somewhat of an impulse buy on eBay. I mean, I prefer the sealed box over the promo, but I don't think it's bad promo by any means whatsoever to pick up. So. What specific product do you use to keep those loose packs protected? Looks like a combination of card savers and team bags. I usually just buy these team bags from their one-touch resealable Ultra Pro. That's what I like to use. So just because it likes to protect against scratches, which is nice. It would be like printing money average, same with Hidden Fates or Cosmic. If they reprint, it's money that will continue to flow. It would never sit on the shelves. Yeah, I know. I completely understand. From from a money perspective, they're always going to make money off of it, but they don't look at it just from how much money they're going to make, because they know that they've got sets like Evolving Skies, Michael, that if they do the same exact thing, it's going to happen, because they're always going to have sets they're going to pump out that are going to increase in demand. Of course, the difference between that is how is it going to affect the supply in the market? Is it going to play a part in competitive viability? There's so many other variables that are taking into factor more than just can we make money off this, because they know the sets that are popular and not popular because they have the numbers are running. What do you think about Zygarde GX Shiny PSA 10 at that price it's compared to? What could it be in a few years? Let's take a look. Let's go to sets and let's go to Hidden Fates. And then if we go to Hidden Fates, we'll go Shinies. And we will go Zygarde. So if we're just taking a look at the value of the Zygarde set in the PSA 10 condition, PSA 10 population report first and foremost is 752. The overall high we saw is 117, and now is sitting at around the $37, $38. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, just watching this is making me want to go pick up a Hidden Fates product before I'm starting to freak myself out, and that's just within the past year. I mean, how much did it hit at its all-time high? 123 is what we're looking at. Yeah, so I mean, this card in and of itself has seen a massive amount of retrace. Obviously, you have a decent amount of PSA 10 population supply, but it's nothing crazy like some of the Charizard cards we've seen that have, 5, 10x of this current supply. So I could see it doing well in the future. I mean, it's part of the Hidden Fate set. People like to master sets, whether it be from a PSA 10 perspective or just a raw card. So I think it'll do well in the future, no doubt about it. I don't have a crystal ball though, so I can't tell you percentages, especially considering it's a raw card and there's so much speculation on that. Not interest rates for a mortgage is 4.5% right now. Thanks for saying that, Agent Crypto. The only thing I would say is they are about to, if I'm correct, aren't they planning on raising it to 5%? Because I was just told, and maybe this is just me, because I just talked to a mortgage broker the other day, and they said that he said that the cheapest that they're offering, or they're about to start offering, is 5%. So if it's 4.5% right now, I know there's a hike that's expected to come relatively soon. I know that. So It's gone up about once a week for the last month and a half. There we go. So that's the expectation. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Not your real Michael. Some of the hype around. Yeah. You guys are helping him. Pika Peka, I rather call VV ETBs. They're around the same price. Agree. Well, I don't know about that. I would say I like Shining Fates, but that's because it's a special collection box. What's up, Raheem? Markets are already preparing for a massive federal interest rate increase. No, 100%. I mean, you've seen a tightening on the market, very much so. I mean, you saw like, I forgot how many basis points the NASDAQ dropped the other day, but it dropped from a percentage perspective about 2.5–3%, which is a large drop. So I definitely see that a big tightening is going to potentially come. So because my parents are actually looking at trying to get a home in Florida right now, but they haven't signed on the overall percentage rate they're going to be paying. So it's one of those things that they're very afraid as things continue to go up how expensive it's going to be for them to own a home in Florida. Black and white is going to be expensive, guys. Why is that? Is that because of the poll? Okay, so we have 70 votes and we've got black and white versus X and Y. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna end the poll and we're gonna be doing a repoll. And I am going to say, I'm gonna say this, just only vote if you would buy at these prices. I say only vote if you would buy into the break, is what I'm gonna say. XY or BW. I'm gonna say XY, and then we're gonna say BW. So those are gonna be two options now. So we're gonna say, which one would you prefer, XY or black and white? And then once we've done that, we'll do one final poll, and the final poll will be whichever one wins, XY or black and white. The final poll will come down to which set you would prefer. Is it gonna be something from black and white, or is it going to be something from XY? More than likely speaking, XY is going to be cheaper than black and white, so you have to counter that in when talking about booster box prices, because a lot of the XY packs, I could probably offer anywhere between, depending upon which set, $10 to $50 a pack. If we're really going back to sets like Phantom Forces or like Flashfire, I don't know which one you want me to open, but if we're talking straight black and white era stuff, we're probably looking at the cheapest $40 to $50, and then upwards of $100. So that's kind of one thing you want to consider. So it's up to you guys if you're willing to buy into that, because I don't want to just end up buying, let's say, a Plasma Blast booster box for like $1,500, and then, I mean, just doing the math right now in my head, or not in my head, we can do it on screen. 1,500 divided by 36, that's 41 bucks a pack. Actually, wow, really? That's only 41 bucks a pack? Okay, so maybe I lied. Well, that's still not bad. I mean, 41 for like a Plasma Blast if we're talking 1,500. Oh, that's not bad. So, but either way, if you're wanting to buy like $41 a pack versus, let's say, like, I mean, how much is a Phantom Forces going for? Actually, let's look Flashfire. How much is a Flashfire booster box going for? So I feel like that's a real good thing you gotta ask yourself. Okay, so like, we're talking Flashfire booster box, sold item. I mean, yeah, there's one available for 3,000. If we can get it down, I mean, what is that, April? Can we get an English one, please, for cheap? I mean, I could probably get one. Can I get one cheaper? Yeah, that was the last one sold. So let's just say, for the sake of the argument, 3,000. Versus if you're saying we got the most expensive one in the set, that's gonna be about 3,000 divided by 36. Jesus loves me. So XY could be relatively more expensive if we're talking about buying a Flashfire booster box. So I mean, technically speaking, XY could be more expensive. It really just comes down to which one you want us to get by. That's kind of how you want to look at it, in my opinion. But where is that? XY is just so much fun, Pokebrian. Hey, that's why we're doing the poll now. We're gonna say between the people that buy in, which one would you want to do? Y'all want to spend $100 a pack? Well, I mean, honestly, it depends, because we just did this argument there, Sad. We're straight up speaking. If you're talking about, okay, which one would you rather buy into? Flashfire could be upwards of $100 a pack. Of course, I did use the example of the most expensive versus the cheapest pack, and you know, I mean, people could want to go into like a plasma free set. I mean, how much would a plasma free? Actually, you know what? Let's do Radiant Collection. Let's do Legendary Treasures. If we do a Legendary Treasures booster box, this is a really fun one. This is a really fun set. How much could we get this one for? So if I were to go buy it right now, it'd be around $350. Yeah, so it'd be about $100 a pack. Yeah, so I mean, this is a pretty expensive set though, versus if we say like a Plasma Freeze. I think Plasma's with an S. So, I mean, we'll do a poll once we get to that point, but yeah. Wow, Plasma Freeze is not selling for that much. Changed my mind. I literally just saw a Plasma Freeze going for a lot cheaper just the other day. And maybe it's been a while since I've looked, but yeah, it's going for below 3,000. Yeah, there's no way it's not going. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it really depends on the box you're going to get, but obviously on average it's going to be cheaper for XY than Black-White, but that's why we're repolling, baby. LOL, good luck buying those black and white packs. Yeah, black and white for the win, Koga says. That's so funny. Plasma Blast, Plasma Freeze, Dragon's Exalted were my childhood sets. Yeah, I feel on that one. I know that base set would actually be pretty cheap. I can go buy one right now for 2K, I know that. What's the difference with black and white versus XY? Well, I mean, if you want to take a look at the difference in sets, so when we go to advanced search, the sets that you can talk about: Evolution, Steam Siege, Fates Collide, Breakpoint, Breakthrough. And if you want to look at this individually, you can go look yourself. I won't go through all of them. Ancient Origins, Roaring Skies, Double Crisis, Primal Clash, Phantom Force, Fury Fish, Flashfire, XY base set, and Kanto starter. So those are all of the picks from there. You've got Legendary Treasures, Plasma Blast, Plasma Freeze, Plasma Storm, Boundaries Crossed, Dragon Vault, Dragon Exalted, Dark Explorers, Next Destinies, Noble Victories, Emerging Powers, Black and White. Of course, price difference between with XY is anywhere between 10 to $100 versus with black and white probably anywhere between 40 to $150. So you're gonna definitely be paying more. So if you're talking about a low floor, you're gonna have a lot lower of a floor, that's for sure. What's up, everyone? Hey, what's up? I'm on. Thanks for stopping by. Abraham, it's already up. LOL. 15 to 30 year fix is up 2% from hot. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's going up. That's for sure. I got a case of Fusion Strike ETBs for $290. For $290, such a low risk investment compared to UPC. UPC is risky, even though I agree with that statement. Nah, let's open Flashfire. Agent Crypto says, yeah, right. I have the Shining Fates, our Darkness Ablaze, Charizard VMAX. I want all three Charizards. Should I sell out the 250 for the Rainbow Rare, or can I save money holding out? So let me read that again. I have the Shining Fates and the Darkness Ablaze Charizard VMAX. I want all three Charizard VMAXs. Should I sell out the 250 for the Rainbow Rare, or can I? I'm so confused. Are you wanting Elijah to save? Are you wanting to sell both to get all? But that doesn't make sense because you're wanting all three. I'm a little confused. I'm so sorry. Could you rephrase that statement for me? Didn't eBay raise the rates? Yes, they did. Everyone's raising rates, bro. I mean, even MSRP, everyone's complaining about MSRP going up, but that's just, or prices at like Walmart going up, like, oh, like they're scamming. No, prices just across the board have been going up. That's why. So it's just getting more and more expensive these days. That's the thing I'll say, but I'd still rather take 3 Shining Fates ETBs than the price of 1 Hint Fates. I can totally see that as a really good comparison, honestly, John. I got a Flashfire booster box for 2K recently. What is your opinion on that set? I think it was a good deal. That sounds like a great deal just off of first look. I mean, Flashfire is the most expensive and most desired set from XY, so you're going to have great value off of that long term, no question. Just picked up each of the Chilling Reign ETBs. I think it's an underrated set. I agree, and I think that those ETBs will do well for sure, especially considering we've seen prices go up. Austin Davis, I think it's like 14 to 15% now. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's that high. I haven't sold on eBay in a while, so I usually sell on TCG Player because it's better for me. Because I've got like 1,500 reviews already on TCG and at 100% rating it versus like less than 100 on eBay. I'm gonna. You guys are just going back and forth. I think the chances are, as Bitcoin goes lower, 11K, 20K, many other assets get crushed. I mean, it's completely possible. It's completely possible that it could go that low, but I don't think it'll go ever below 20,000 again, unless you're talking about a bunch of fundamentals being destroyed. Eli, Derek, what's up? What's your opinion on paywalls, specifically Pokemon investing content guarded by paywalls? Are you talking about like if you're talking about paywalls in reference to like a Patreon? So first and foremost, I might as well make this announcement now. I've already talked about this a couple of times. Like by a couple of times, I mean one time, so that's a lie. I actually just recently created a Patreon group. So for those people that are interested in the Patreon group, I have a link down in the description below. Right now, it's just a way for you to support the channel. I eventually will be putting out more content, but I think that once you get to a certain point, Derek, I do understand giving out paywalls. I myself am still up in the air on how I want to approach, because obviously I don't want to like restrict content from people and force people to pay money, but also at the same exact time, once you get to a certain point in like growth of the channel and you have something that you're able to offer people, then I can understand people wanting to do that. But you know, personally speaking, I would much rather continue pushing out the same content that I'm pushing out, and then just give product to you guys, and then my like financial like opinions that I give, that would stay the same, and I would never restrict that from a paywall perspective. So I mean, one of the people who I love following for crypto, his name's Crown. He's been always giving out free content in regards to his personal opinions on like how he wants to talk about the stock market and the crypto market, and he's got really good knowledge. But if you want to learn how to be a trader like himself, then he has a paywall program. So I think there's certain ways of doing it, versus you're someone that starts letting back on your content or starts pumping out more content for someone else. That's a completely different story. But there's so many different factors, honestly, at the end of the day, in regards to how you're going to approach paywall. So I think you can do a way in which paywalls are great, and you can do a way where paywalls are scummy and you're really just pushing content. You're not pumping content out anymore in the way you used to, because you're just trying to make money off of it. But I don't know, it just depends. It could really leave a sour taste, or it could be something that's a benefit. Because let's say that I'm putting out the same amount of content that I'm putting out right now, but some people want me to put out more. Well, if I have an incentive structure, then obviously I'll start putting out more, but I need to make sure that I'm not just pushing out more content that's not going to be making me more money. If, you know, I myself as a content creator am spending more time that I don't have unless I'm able to afford it, because I have another job that I have to work, or I have to make supplementary income because I'm not at a point where I can make this a self-sustaining business. You know what I'm saying? Wondering what's the best time to sell singles, if they age well like seal product, or should it sell? Well, I usually like to sell Lord Narwhal singles right out the gate when a set is first released, after I just first open product. Outside of that, if you're talking about like from an investment perspective, yeah, definitely competitive play, being able to understand which kind of sets are going to be very competitively viable can be of huge benefit. Because in all honesty speaking, once you start to understand the competitive market and you see some of these cards that have gone up, like a Duraludon went from like $3 to like $15 at one point right before, you know, competitive play started. So you can really do that. Yo, Elijah, thank you, brother, for the $5. I appreciate it. So, hey, you didn't have to do that, but I do appreciate you for that. Do you see the price of the Rainbow Rare Charizard ever going down? I really want that Charizard, and I don't know if I'm missing out. So if you're talking about the Rainbow Rare VMAX Charizard, I do not think of it going down anytime in the near future. I think it had a sideways, I think it was sitting sideways for a while. If you're talking about the one from Champion's Path, honestly, if you're talking about the Rainbow Rare Charizard from, yeah, because you said VMAXs earlier. So if you're talking about, and I'll answer both, if you're talking about the VMAX Charizard, I do not see it going down at all unless we have a Champion's Path reprint. If we have a Champion's Path reprint in the next month or two, it's possible, unlikely, but it's possible, then I would say, yeah, of course it'll go down. But I don't see that happening, and therefore I don't see it going down. If you're talking about the V-Star Rainbow Rare, if hypothetically this is the one you're talking about, then I totally see that going down, because Brilliant Star is still going to get printed into the ground. But that is my answer for that. Hopefully that answers your question. So sorry about that. Thank you for the $5, though. I appreciate it. Thanks for the answer. Suppose someone has $50 and asks you for one sealed product investment recommendation. What do you recommend? I usually like the reprinted ETBs. You can't go wrong with either Darkness, Vivid, or Shining, personally, I think Shining will do the best out of the three, but I can see an argument for sure being made for the other two. There's been some drama in Pokemon investing space, and I was wondering what's your opinion on this matter. I'm not going to name drop unless you ask me to. What drama in particular are you talking about? Oh, the paywalls. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, if you want to, you can DM me, Derek. I think you are a part of the Discord. I mean, some people just... I don't know, dude. Like I said before, like, I understand what you're saying. It really just comes down to, is that person restricting content, and what is their business model? Here's the thing. This is what I'm going to say, Derek. If they can afford to do that, then good for them. If they can't afford to do that and they're losing customers, then that's something they're going to have to recalculate for themselves. Let the market be the decision. That's all I'm going to say. What is the Brilliant Star giveaway release? So we do Brilliant Star giveaways each and every week. So all you have to do to enter is be subscribed, leave a like, and comment down below on our YouTube channel videos. Like I said, we post content Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then every single Monday we announce the winners. We have 3 winners that each receive 12 Brilliant Star booster packs. And so once we hit 5,000 subs, then it'll go up to more packs. But yeah, so literally just comment and like on any of the videos. You have 3 opportunities to enter and 3 opportunities to win, so you have a lot of opportunity to win packs. So did you miss my question, or did I miss your response? Patrick. Man, it must have been a while back that you messaged, because I cannot find your message. Patrick. I am continuing to scroll. So Patrick, I just scrolled to the very, very beginning of the video, and I did not see your message. So I don't think I ever saw it. Nasdaq closed 3.9% today. Sick, dude. Love to see that. Talk about speculation in the market. With prices already pretty high for XY booster boxes and ETBs and Sun and Moon going up, is it better to stick with Sword and Shield considering they're at or around